Welcome to episode 11 of Who Weekly. We don't have a joke here because I spent time waiting for certain people to show up to the recording, not thinking of a joke. So we're just going to leave it blank.
Wow.
Wait, that is the least funny joke.
Wow.
Not only is that not a joke, but you're being very rude to our guests, Bobby. Why don't you introduce our guests one by one, respectfully?
Welcome to our guests. Welcome to our show. And say hello to our guests who are returning for the second time. Shani Hilton.
Hi.
Hi. And Aminatou.
Hello, I was not late.
Correct the record, please.
Listen, I was right on time, to quote a certain Ja Rule and Ashanti song.
Wait, which song? I was right on time?
Always on time. The song.
Oh yeah,
I'm
right.
not always there when you call, but I'm right on time.
I'm right
Lindsey, do I really need to explain who Ashanti and Ja Rule are to you? Because they're not who's.
Sorry, Shanti hasn't been relevant in years. I mean, she practically slid back into it.
Ashanti wasn't even relevant when she was on top of it. That's when she was supposedly famous. So
I'm sorry, guys. Foolish is still the jam. Let's acknowledge that at least.
I like how you're going to the deep cuts.
Foolish.
You will dream it.
Yo, they wanna know. Hey.
Mia.
Hey.
Mia.
Come on. Hey. I want to be famous.
Okay, so today we're and it's another episode of Who Dat, which is our Who kind of mini episodes, but it's like Black Who's. And we brought in our two experts for the second time, and we have some important topics to talk about. The first of which, I'm just going to get right into it.
Go ahead.
Von Raspberry and Tatiana Ali. Tatiana Ali is not really a Who. I mean, she's not really a Who, but Von Raspberry definitely is.
First of all, Bobby, it's Dr. Von Raspberry.
Yeah, let's tell the story.
Show some respect, okay? He's a
Yeah,
graduate of my alma mater, Howard University, and is currently a professor at Stanford, a professor of African American literature. And now he's marrying Tatiana Ali. And
They
met on eHarmony. Hello.
I love it.
It's the best part.
You guys definitely didn't know about this before, it just appeared fully formed.
1,000,000%. I had no idea who the fuck Von Raspberry.
Absolutely not.
I was gonna say this story appeared fully formed. There was a photo of them two. She's clutching her stomach because she's pregnant, and it was married. We're getting married,
Engaged,
and
and expecting first child. So they met on eHarmony. He proposed to her after a 45-minute hike, which must have been a test of her love. And now they're having a kid, and it's awesome.
The best part of all of this, though, is I think Perez Hilton tweeted at Tatiana Ali, congratulations, is Aunt Viv going to be in the wedding? And Tatiana Ali responded, which one? LOL. That's the only relevant part of the entire thing.
I mean, awesome point for real though.
Which one? And then that is then they're gonna go back into Who status, and then we're not gonna think about them until she actually gives birth.
I mean, never forget Tatiana Ali had a hit.
She had a
very serious hit.
A huge hit.
What do you think?
What was it called?
Do you think happened? Do you think
Yeah, I'm okay. I remember that she had a hit, but I don't remember what it was called.
What was it called?
I literally was in my mind, I was she had a hit, but then I was trying to think of what it was. And
Daydreaming.
Come on.
Was that the one that's all day long? That one?
Think of you.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Look at you guys harmonizing. But what do you think happened? Do you think Will Smith was you shall not pass, and then that was the end of it?
I mean,
I think she wanted to get an education. She went to Harvard. She was kind of, I think, wanted to be a human and dropped out a little bit.
But she also wanted to be a famous singer. Because clearly put out a whole album.
Famous people go to Harvard and then they go back to acting. Like that's
I don't
a
think
thing.
Will Smith can like control careers like that. I don't
She
think he has
apparently
that
put out another EP in like 2014, which I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Called
Oh, I think I
called
saw
Hello.
that mentioned on Spotify at some point. It was like LOL, and then I never listened to it.
It was called Hello.
Yeah, it's called
Wow.
Hello. The first song is called Wait for It.
I'm still waiting.
Still waiting.
I'm still waiting. But you know
Wait,
what?
I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot the Arsenio Hall show like had like a comeback because it's
How
like
would
which she
you
performed
forget
on the
the
Arsenio Hall show.
had a comeback? It's great.
She performed it on the Arsenio Hall show. Looks like 2 months before the Arsenio Hall show was canceled.
Oh wow. So I guess
good
Will
for
Smith
her.
did do something.
Good for her.
Will Smith is in the Illuminati. He controls everybody's career.
He is the Illuminati, that's for sure.
Is
So-
Jada also in the Illuminati, or is
Yeah.
it just
Yeah,
Will?
Jada's in
For
the
sure.
Illuminati like by herself, not even for like being married to Will Smith.
Because wasn't it like they were rumored to be? They're not Scientologists, but they like dabbled in like what?
Yeah, it's because they keep donating money to like shady school initiatives
schools.
that are definitely Scientologists.
Right, but they keep being like, we're not Scientologists. We just like.
I don't think anybody.
powerful.
Listen, I don't think anybody's ever asked them on the record.
Really.
People have asked them sort of, but Will Smith always has a good answer. He's always like, well, I love studying religion and I love like studying about like all kinds of things. So of course, like I know a lot about Scientology. Like he says he like studies it and he finds certain tenets of every religion.
If you
interesting.
loved religion, you would know like Scientology like isn't a religion, so you wouldn't want to study it.
Wow, Lindsey, please don't insult the important California religion of Scientology.
I am like trying to get.
You're
this
gonna wake
podcast
up.
shut
You're
down by
gonna
Will
wake.
Smith.
You're gonna wake up tomorrow and you can't open any of the apps on your phone because Scientology.
Is that what Scientology does? Because that would be actually devastating for me personally.
Yes, that's like Scientology and Taylor Swift if you cross them.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, this is too many real people. Like,
Yeah, these are them. So we can't talk about them.
Yeah, let's move on.
We
yeah,
gotta
but
talk about.
to be fair, here's the problem with Black Who's is that like their stories weave into them stories like a lot.
Of course.
Right.
As is the case with Nick Young and Iggy Azalea.
Ugh.
Oh my
Which we
god, Swaggy P. Unfortunately, I know these two people.
Like, can we get like a 101 on Nick Young from somebody who like cares about sports?
I
Nick
don't
Young-
have it.
Nick Young is like 30
I
years
don't
old.
have it. I don't have
Nick
it.
Young is a 30-year-old basketball player who is just like not popping. Like he is not popping. In
Wasn't
fact,
he like known for like wearing clothes that were cool or something? And
no, he's known for being two very famous basketball memes. One is like two very famous basketball gifs. One is him like thinking that he has like sunk this 3-pointer and he starts celebrating and the basket like didn't go in.
No, that's sad.
Before where it's like he shoots and then he turns around and he like lifts his hands in like celebration and then it turns out that's not real.
Okay.
And then the other one is for being like the surprise face that has the 3 question marks next to it on each.
That's him?
That's Swaggy P, guys.
Oh my god.
I don't know what that is.
It's like that whenever it's like somebody says something wild and it's like the one guy and his like face is tilted and he's like smiling curiously and then there's like question marks.
A black
Wait,
meme, essentially, Lindsay.
Bobby, do you know what that is?
I don't know that.
You do. You've seen it 10 million times, I promise.
Or
but I-
20, maybe they literally haven't. Maybe their internet streams never cross.
Oh, I found it. Oh my god, wait. I just Googled Swaggy P meme and I know exactly what it is. That's really-
Exactly. Now, but I didn't know that was Nick Young, so we all learned something
Okay,
today.
so that's literally what Nick.
Oh, that
Yeah.
okay. I've
That's
seen
a
that.
good meme.
Yeah.
How do you make your podcast listeners understand what it is?
I mean, I'm gonna tweet we'll tweet it. We'll tweet,
We tweet out the supplements like.
Wow, Shani really putting on her like editor hat. She's like, how am I gonna visualize this for people?
it can be
How will the listeners get the complete story?
Oh my god,
The-
this meme is very important. It's like through everything.
This just made this meme 10 times better for me.
Yeah, no, so this is literally... But I can't believe you guys don't know the other one I'm talking about, the basketball one.
I just found the basketball one. I've seen that GIF before.
That GIF is like very, like, it's like bros love
Is he
you.
a good basketball player?
No, that's the whole point. He's like, literally, I'm telling you. So this is like the two things he's known for, and then he's known for being the affiance of one Iggy Azalea.
Well, that I knew because
and
when
then she cheated
married
on
him,
her. But are they still engaged?
Do you think he calls her Amethyst when they're at home alone?
Oh,
No, I hope he calls her. I hope he calls her Iggy because he doesn't know that her real name is Amethyst.
calls her Iggy Iggs or whatever. Wait, so he cheated on her, but there's like a story to it, right? Like,
so there's
okay, what happened?
And the whole fact that he is not a good player totally plays into it, right? So this kid named D'Angelo Russell, who's the number 2 draft pick, which, like, that's a big deal if you don't know.
wow, he really.
Yeah, don't know. This is sports. Everything about sports is who.
Listen, I'm gonna break it down for you in like very easy terms.
So sporty, Amina.
So D'Angelo Russell is like he's the new guy, but he's the number 2 draft pick. That the Lakers pick him. They're literally rebuilding their whole program around him because Kobe is like gone. If you guys haven't seen this picture of Kobe like covered in ice packs from last week, please look it up. You'll die. It's amazing. But so anyway, D'Angelo Russell is like he's 19, so he's like also a dweeb. He takes a video, unbeknownst to Nick Young, of like Nick Young like sprawled on a bed, like telling him about like cheating on Iggy Azalea. And somehow, I'm making the biggest air quotes, somehow the shit ends up on the internet.
So he set him up?
Well, so according to D'Angelo Russell, it was a joke, right? Like he was playing a prank on him. He doesn't know how it got out. A lot of people's theory is that he sent it to somebody who sent it to sent it to somebody and was like, oh my God, Nick Young's cheating on his girlfriend, but he like doesn't understand how the internet works. And that person sent it to somebody. And then this is the best rumor is that Nicki Minaj is who leaked it because she hates Iggy Azalea.
I'm sorry. No. How did we get to Nicki Minaj here? No, I'm sorry. That's
so
insane.
preposterous, but nothing shocks me
Like,
anymore.
why are we bringing Nicki into this? That is extremely rude.
No, I know, right? That's like the best rumor because you're
Also,
like, what? And then you're like,
Azalea
could have
is
happened?
hated by everyone. Like, anyone could have leaked it. I could have leaked it. Like,
I mean, you probably leaked it. You just didn't even know who was
right.
cheating.
This is like a game of Clue where everybody's a suspect. It's like who doesn't have motive to like?
No, exactly. But so
the question is like, what do you want to believe? And I want to believe that it was Nicki Minaj.
I want to believe
it was obviously Nicki. You guys, it's like with Beyonce's blessing, Nicki released it.
My favorite part about this whole story, because I didn't know this whole backstory. The only thing I knew about it was one of my favorite headlines of last week, which was Iggy Azalea goes horseback riding after Nick Young cheating scandal. And it's literally just that. It's just like photos of Iggy Azalea horseback riding.
I know, but but the thing about it that's like funny now is that like all of the Lakers, like because men are awful, everybody's mad at the kid instead of at Nick Young for cheating, right? They're just like bro code, so nobody's like eating next to him. I know this because I spent a lot of time at the hospital, and they're like it was all on ESPN, and so ESPN is just like, yeah, like they're shunning him, like nobody's eating breakfast next to him. It's like, you know, it's like when you're a basketball player, all you have is trust. Like, yeah, it's just like awful. So anyway, so he feels bad. But the problem is that, like, because Nick Young's not a good enough player, like, they're not going to fire him. Like, if it was like Kobe would be like, choose between me and the kid. And unfortunately, like, if the Lakers have to choose, like, Swaggy P is who's on the way out because he's not a good basketball player.
Except that nobody wants him. That's what I just read, is that they tried to trade him twice.
Yeah, he's awful. He's, like, awful at sports, and he's awful to his fiancée.
Who is awful. So, you know, everything is just...
Yeah, it's like, surprise, awful people, like, run into each other.
And are awful to each other, as well as to us, the public.
The public. That's right. Like, you should be offended as the public. So anyway, that's that story.
Wow, what a story.
And then do we think that Iggy's going to stay with him? Like, is that going to be a thing?
Obviously she's going to stay with him. She's still with him.
Yeah. I think she responded to, like, the the whole thing, and she was like, I don't give a fuck, like some
No,
area.
she was like, oh, she's like, I saw that movie, I liked it, or whatever. So like, clearly she's aware of it, right?
Oh, okay.
Because here's the other thing is that like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I like bro code is such a like opaque whatever to me. It's not even clear that he like just because Nick Young's an asshole. So he like clearly, I believe that he cheated on his girlfriend, or his fiance. But I also believe that he would exaggerate his feats about cheating about his girlfriend. So it's like, who knows what actually happened?
Right.
Okay. Do we want to move on, or is there more to say about
Hate
Iggy?
sports.
I know.
Okay,
Sports
so
are bad.
leaving sports behind, I guess we can talk about Kehlani.
Well, that is sports related.
Who is Kehlani?
Listen, there's only one person
I've
who
also
knows who
wondered that
Kehlani
always.
was. Literally, the only person who knows who Kehlani was before this is like, it's like people who work at the Fader. So
Right.
like Naomi at the Fader, like she knows who Kehlani.
No, like the best part
Naomi
about
knows who everybody is, so that's why she's dope.
Well, the best part about this Kehlani thing is like people came out of the woodwork being like, Kehlani's good. It's like like
She is
cool.
good, Lindsay.
Right.
Like I listen to Kehlani's music.
No, I've also heard her. She's good, but it's like she's still a who. Like no one knows who she is.
Oh
And
yeah, no, she's like a 20. Like, here's the other thing about these people is that the oldest person in this whole love triangle is Kyrie Irving, who is also a basketball player. God, so much
Who's
like
Party Next Door?
We discussed this last time, which is that basketball players cross over a lot into Black Hood'em.
You're right. So he's a basketball player. He plays for the Cavs. Definitely a who, but you know, he's like, if everything works out for him and he survives like Instagram scandals, like one day he'll be LeBron James. Party Next Door is like signed on Drake's label, so he's.
But
like,
that's a person.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like one. It's like
Okay.
3 words, but like all connected.
Yeah,
Next door.
so he's
He has a real
essentially
name.
like not music wise, but like I guess like vibe wise, he's like Drake's like future for Answer for Canada. Like he's just a weirdo. So he like listen, all these people are like, so Kyrie Irving is 24. I think Party Next Door is 22, and Kehlani is like 20.
Yeah,
But then what
that's
happened?
exactly
Why
right.
did she attempt suicide?
like wait, so basically Kehlani and Party Next Door were dating, like publicly. They were like dating. And they like broke off. They broke up because he like recorded a song called Kehlani's Freestyle that like basically said they broke up. And he was like, I'm a bad boyfriend, blah blah. And then there were rumors that she had started dating Kyrie, who I keep wanting to call Kylie. Sorry if that happens, because like I'm so like
So disrespectful.
I'm so sorry, but it looks like Kylie. So there are rumors that Kehlani was starting to dating Kyrie, and then like she posted an Instagram. This is all via Instagram, also, guys. Like everything is happening on Instagram. So she posted an Instagram that was like, "We're dating. Like I love him, and like whatever." And then what happened was Party Next Door posted an Instagram with her in his bed.
With Kehlani in his bed.
Kehlani in his bed, implying that she was cheating on Kyrie.
Okay, after she and Kyrie had
Oh,
announced they
here's
were
the
dating.
thing.
Got
He
it.
did not imply that she was cheating on him.
No.
People leapt to that conclusion.
People did.
It's
But-
not hard to leap
no.
to that conclusion when
Yeah,
two
if you're
people
in
are in
the
bed
bed.
together.
Can I just say also the caption
Wait, no,
was
to leap to the
very-
point, to leap to the fact that they're cheating. How do you know they're cheating if you don't know that the other relationship's over?
The truth is that
Oh.
the caption said, after all her shenanigans, still got the R&B singer back in my bed, implying that after all of the shenanigans, like after the break, like after she broke up with the other guy, but then basically
They
she
got
was
back
so
together.
publicly shamed by everyone about like maybe cheating that she like had a nervous breakdown and posted a picture of herself in the hospital, and that was like
Ugh.
this whole thing. So
That's
really,
horrendous.
yeah, really bad. And
I
then
know.
she was just like, she posted a picture of her in the hospital being like, I'm still alive, like da da da, and it was just like, oh
And,
no.
but she posted a picture of her and Party Next Door, so like clearly, like
They're
she was-
back together.
like clearly she was like, he saved my life. Kyrie Irving had to be like, sorry, like we were already broken up. But I want to say that to me at least, so like Kehlani deleted all of her social media. Like, you know, hope she gets better. Hope everything is okay.
Yeah.
The way that I kind of encountered this story is through Nick Cannon's Instagram.
Oh my god.
God.
where he went to,
What did Nick have to say?
Did he
where
like
he
go
went to
the
visit her at the
Yeah.
hospital,
Oh my
and
God.
he's just like holding her tight, and he's just like had to come visit my youngin over here, and I was like, Nick Cannon is like the patron saint of like broken young people, because when Amanda Bynes went like completely nuts, he also wrote her that like amazing open letter.
Yeah. He has like a very sweet vibe. I don't know what he's like personally, obviously, but like he always seems nice. He comes across as like nice and not petty.
But he's also like a Hollywood manager. So I'm,
Sure.
at the end of the day, I'm just like
he wants to be like a Ryan Seacrest, so his like
I'm like,
vibe has to
yeah.
fit.
Exactly.
To
He's
be
doing
fair,
it.
like Shani, he's the Who's Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, it's true. He is the Who.
He's doing it.
He's Amber Rose's manager.
Aren't we all? But I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this Instagram, the one that Party Next Door tweeted, like Instagram, and I have to say though, this could just be a really serious case of like latergram, because you really never know. Like, you can post an Instagram and it cannot be live. Like, we live in a
Right.
crazy world. Like, this could have been like, he could have basically like tried to get back at her by doing this.
Well, but I mean that's why I was saying that, like, I don't
It's
know.
not clear that she
You can't
cheated.
read into
Yeah,
it.
no, she definitely like did not cheat on him. Like
Yeah.
the ex-boyfriend like confirmed that it was not cheating.
I mean, it's so.
because she's a woman. Like, you know what
Well,
I mean?
that's what I was gonna say. Is like it's so crazy to me. Not crazy. It's like not actually crazy at all. How Black women who get dragged so hard on, especially on Instagram and social media, when they do something that like other people don't approve of. Whether that's well, I guess Alicia Keys isn't a Who, but like her marrying Swizz Beatz, like people have not forgiven her for that.
Alicia Keys a homewrecker though.
Well, I mean, life is complicated. And or like
Amina has not forgiven her.
or Sierra getting dragged for introducing her kid to Russell Wilson.
No, totally. It's so it like always
the
plays
respectability
along
of politics around women who's it's like really intense.
No, totally. Like nobody's like nobody's like, hey, Party Next Door, like maybe don't air out, like some girl, or everybody. Like the whole reason that people drag Kehlani is because, including Chris Brown,
Right.
is because they're just like, oh, like my man Kyrie Irving, like don't do him wrong like that, which is so awful.
Awful. And no one even, like, Party Next Door was the one who essentially posted all this stuff. Like,
Right. Like the dudes don't get any of the backlash.
and
It's
yet
all
you're
centered on the
there,
women.
like at her hospital bed, and she's like, thank you for saving my life. And it's like, even if he was there for some emotional support and like did help her, it's like,
It
you're
was
the
his
one
fault.
who did this. Like, you did this to her essentially.
I know, I could totally agree, and it's really I don't know, like it's really depressing when you think about it that way.
Should we move on to like a happier question mark relationship?
Do it.
The one
There-
of Corey Gamble and Kris Kardashian, but
Oh,
specifically
Oh
Corey
my
Gamble.
god, I'm even afraid to like delve
He's
into.
a
Like,
He's
who
a
is
Who, isn't he?
fucking
Like
Corey
he's a Who
Gamble?
all around.
Well, okay, so you know who Corey is because on the show, was it Chloe who asked him one time, and
Like,
he
who are
and,
you?
he said he's like, I make deals happen in the music industry.
Oh God. Jesus.
Respect.
Corey was basically Justin
Honestly,
Bieber's
that's like a Donald
bodyguard.
Trump answer too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Corey was essentially Justin Bieber's bodyguard. Like that's how I think like Chris maybe met him at like Riccardo Tisci's birthday party.
Like, it's just funny that he's just like part of her, like he's part of his posse essentially. Like, he travels with Justin Bieber. He's one of the many
Yes,
men.
he was like security for Justin Bieber. Like
I mean, it
that's, like,
seems like his presence is like largely to, at least in the last season of Keeping Up, was to make Chris like look
Seem
like
like a person.
like seem like a person, to
But
give
like
her
a
a storyline outside of Caitlyn, because she
Yeah,
doesn't
remember when they
seem
were
to like
always,
be that into him.
yeah, because it was always like Kim or Chloe just going like, oh my god, the sex is too loud in the house. Have you heard it?
Yeah, this is all like
But then all
Chris's
their-
engineering.
Can you imagine
all their
Chris being
interactions like do not suggest that they have ever had sex. Actually,
I just
like,
love
the
the
way
idea
they-
of Chris being like, here's a script to talk about my sex life. Like, here's how you read it. Like, please make sure you like say how loud it is and like say it a few times so they get
Well,
it.
but Corey's like all in, right? Like, but
He
it's
seems committed to this role. for
This
sure.
farce.
Yeah, but he like loves the kids, and he's turned into like such a like low key dad
He's
for
a
them.
dad.
He's
Yeah.
incredibly like affectionate toward them in like a sweet way. Like
Yeah, it's
you're like, oh, like he's probably nice to have around.
It's
Yeah,
very
like
cute.
he looks out for Kylie and Kendall. I love that. And you can tell that like even Courtney, like, you know what I mean? Like Courtney and Chloe are like really into him now. But the thing that's strange is that I was telling you guys yesterday, he's not like, Chris doesn't tag him in anything. Like even when he's in the background of her photos, she doesn't acknowledge him with the tag.
It's not in the contract, Amina.
It's ludicrous.
If he wants to get tagged, that's an extra, that's an extra arrangement they need to come.
But to be fair, the only thing that Chris posts on Instagram are pictures of her children and their products
jewelry
that they're
And-
trying to sell.
Hello, and Hadid's. She loves Bella and Gigi.
He does
and
like the
Melanie
Hadid.
Griffith.
And Melanie Griffith.
love
That's it.
His old
Melanie
friends with
Griffith and Melanie Griffith's like daughter, who's a who.
Yes.
Dakota Fanning
Absolutely a who.
Johnson.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. I
feel like Melanie-
I didn't know like for like 2 years that girl was like Melanie Griffith's daughter. I was like, what?
She doesn't want you to know.
I mean,
this is like I feel like Melanie was sort of a replacement friend after Nicole died.
Oh my
Because I
god.
feel like they're very
wow, Bobby, way to take it to a really dark
I feel like
place.
they're very similar. Like they both like
Right.
they had their peak, and I guess Nicole's peak in the public eye was like when she was married to OJ, and Melanie's was like what, working girl, and then it was all downhill,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
so
And
they
they're
were
all
both-
part of the same like little LA scene.
yeah, that scene is really small. Like Kris
It's
Jenner
so
doesn't have a
small.
big group of friends. She has
It's
her
all
close
girls
friends.
that
Bobby,
way.
because
Yeah.
you
Logic
gotta trust everybody in the crew. Hello.
It's like Faye, Melanie, and I don't know who else is in it.
I mean, all you have to do is watch the video, I Love My Friends, the classic I Love My Friends, and you will know
Yes.
exactly what kind of friends these are. It's like Bible studies and like Craig's in West Hollywood.
Oh my god, Craig's is Chris's favorite restaurant.
It's
This is
true.
very true.
It's true. And you see a lot of this reflected in People versus OJ, which is actually on our list. So that's a great transition to talk about.
Yeah.
that.
So speaking
really
of, I mean, so I started last night watching People versus OJ. I watched the first 3 episodes. They were really quite good. Even though Ryan Murphy is something.
He's not
Um,
really as involved with this, so you can feel
Well,
okay
it
with
said he directed the first
He directs
episode.
them, but he doesn't write them. I think that's
Yeah.
the problem. He's
I know,
Um,
but
when
it's,
he writes
but
things,
it's still
he
his
goes
like
over them.
project. You know what I
It
mean?
is. It's more
Which-
like Brad Falchuk, so it's like there's
Right.
The reason why this is good is like I don't want to give credit to Ryan Murphy.
But it's
Yeah.
it's like shockingly good.
So
Like,
anyway, so I
It's the Who that's dating Gwyneth Paltrow, who was Brian
Right.
Murphy's assistant, and
Right.
then that's it.
Right.
We don't need to talk about that anymore.
okay,
Yep.
moving on. But so one of the real breakouts of this, I mean, obviously Sarah Paulson is huge and everybody loves her, but one of the real breakout stars of this show has been Courtney B. Vance, and even in just the 3 first episodes, which I just watched, you can totally
just
see
the
why.
first one in
He's
the first episode
outstanding.
in his closet.
He's just like completely he's so amazing. He just inhabits the role of Johnny Cochran. So I will say, like, I grew up in Southern California in the 90s. I lived in like the Inland Empire, so an hour or so outside of LA. And so I was like 8, 9 when this was all happening. And it was very much, and obviously I'm Black, so it was very much like a part of my like lived experience. So it's really weird to watch it now. But, I feel like, I close my eyes, I know exactly what Johnny Cochran looks like. And when I look at Courtney B. Vance, I totally see that. And it's really amazing to me what an amazing job he's done.
Yeah, what's his like history? Like, what's his
So
deal?
Law and Order, Criminal Intent. Hello.
Yeah, so
Like-
that was like he was in a lot of episodes of that. And he was sort of at the end of ER. Like he was one of the doctors, I guess.
And Hunt for Red October. And he's like married to Angela Bassett.
Oh, okay,
Married to
that's a
Angela
big one.
Bassett?
He's married to.
Oh, he was
Angela
in Joyful Noise.
He was in Joyful Noise.
Oh my god.
And I don't know, I think a couple of seasons ago he had like a story arc in Masters of Sex, if you watch that.
That's
So he's,
interesting
like,
because that's how he probably got a Ryan Murphy intro, was through Angela Bassett's like a Ryan Murphy
like
also.
muse. Yeah. I mean, I think he's like one of my favorite types of actors, which is somebody who's been in a lot of stuff and like doesn't really get the glory until they like find their role in which they really, really shine.
Because he's in his 50s.
Yeah, and he's just been around, been working for a long time and doing his thing. So props to you, Courtney B. Vance.
I mean, he was like in 30 something, and like he's like really
he's been around. He's
a
like
long
he's
time.
been like working for a long time.
This is his breakout, which is crazy because he's playing someone else.
Shani, can we also talk though about the actor who plays Chris Darden? Like
Sterling K. Brown, also amazing.
Yeah, he's incredible. Like, obviously, I don't know his name, but I love watching like people tweet at him all day, and he like is loving it right now.
No, he's like really stepped into this role. Yeah, no, he's amazing. He was also
has the same history. He was like on Army Wives, and
he was on Army
Person
Wives
of
for a long time,
and Supernatural, and like Third Watch. Like he basically like
he's younger than Courtney, but he's obviously like the same trajectory. Like he's just been doing this for a long time.
NYPD Blue, ER. He was also on ER. So
it's like there's something about procedurals and the way that they like that's like a good way for Black actors to break into the business in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no, procedurals or right, or being like an extra on The Good Wife. Good Wife is like every single actor has been in, like.
Yes.
It's like at this point you should be offended if they haven't asked you to be a judge or a criminal.
What do we have next? EJ Johnson. Oh no, we should talk about if Young Metro don't trust me meme.
So like I'm gonna dox myself here. Like I'm cool, but like I'm not that cool, and so I didn't know. Like I just like missed this completely because I'm not a huge Future fan, so I like didn't get the Young Metro meme, and I hated it.
I want you to like edit in the biggest sigh in the world for me. Like, ugh. So whatever. Metro Boomin is a great producer, and his like latest producer tag, because he's had many, but his like latest one is, if Young Metro don't trust you, they gonna shoot you. You've probably heard it in like Jumpman, like Future and Drake.
You mean the song that Taylor Swift was listening to on the treadmill before?
I feel so personally attacked by that commercial.
We should all feel attacked.
But what really brought it into prominence was on Kanye's album in the Father Stretch My Hands Part 1. Like it's like there's the tag and then there's this like beautiful drop, like right after.
Okay, Shani, can you do it? You did it before. Do it on tape.
Wait, now this is too much pressure.
Do the drop, Johnny. Johnny, drop. Johnny, do it.
If Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. That's my best Future. Take it or leave it.
It was actually
you guys are so disrespectful and evadious. But so anyway, that's what the tag is, right? And then people on because like it goes so hard in Father Stretch My Hands Part 1, like no kidding. It's just like it's amazing and it's part of that like beautiful moment. And so that's the whole joke. It's like and then somebody from Complex, like in maybe like the funniest thing that's happened in the election, like period. Somebody from Complex News like asked Ben Carson, like they were like going around and they were like, can you complete the sentence, if Young Metro don't trust you? it's like essentially it's become like a test of Blackness, right? It's like if you don't know how that ends, then like nobody can help you. But Ben Carson's answer was like nonsensical. It was great.
Got to ask you to complete this sentence. If Young Metro doesn't trust you,
then you probably need to either become honest or be able to explain the reason for their doubts.
Dr. Ben Carson, thank you.
Okay.
Well, speaking of that, we went over Cardi B like a little bit, but people still like are confused about Cardi B, and I feel like I want to clear it up, even though there's no way. It's just like she's Cardi B, like she's a mixtape now.
She had a resurgence after the Love and Hip Hop like reunion episode a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, because she told Peter Gunz to like shut the fuck up, which is amazing.
I mean, she also has a boyfriend, and if you follow her on Instagram, you really learn a lot. Like, she has a boyfriend in jail, and everyone keeps trying to be like, dump him, and she's like, no, I can do whatever I want.
You want to know the best part about her boyfriend in jail is that she knew him for 2 months before he went in jail, and this is what she's writing so hard for. But it's like she's also kind of coming to her senses whenever people ask her about him, because he wants to get married, especially now that she's like poppin', you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I want to get married, but then I talked to a lawyer and I didn't know he got half of my money or shmoney as she calls it. You know, so it's like she's like learning that, and she's like also, I don't know, she's like so woke. She's like, oh, also, did you know that it costs like thousands of dollars to get divorced, but it's only like $20 to get married? And I was like, like somebody is learning about marriage. Like, welcome.
No, she's like been super charming recently. I mean, she's just really going hard promoting her mixtape, which is like actually not the worst thing in the world.
No, the mixtape is really good, you guys. It's like very good.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I am a Cardi B fan.
Yeah.
No. I've been a Cardi B fan since like Tumblr days. Like, I love her. I cannot be objective about this.
I really loved her recent Instagram about having to get waxed and how she's as hairy as a squirrel, which I thought was a funny comparison. She was like, and then she thought that the waxer was going to rip her clitoris off.
Which, to be fair, you know,
real worry there.
It's a worry. It's a worry.
The thing though that's been really annoying is that people on the internet are comparing her to Ayesha Curry, who is like definitely a who, but she's married to a them, Steph Curry.
Ayesha just got a cooking show.
Aisha just got a cooking show, which, my God, it's gonna be a disaster. But so people like keep comparing them, right? Because Aisha, in the like minds of like Twitter, Aisha is the Madonna and Cardi B is the whore. So, which is like very, very, very upsetting. But Cardi is like always taking the hard road, and she's just like doing her own thing. And I'm like Team Cardi solidly.
All right, so I'm considering doing laser because let me tell you something, shorty. I am hairy. I don't know if it's what I'm mixed with, but I'm like a squirrel. And once I try to wax, and shorty almost ripped my clitoris on my vagina.
So now we have a quick little segment. We set up a phone line for you guys to call, which is 619 Who Them. And we're so excited that a few people called just to, you know, air out some who's and to have us see if we could figure out who these people are. And the first one, you want to play it right now, Bobby?
Play it right now.
Hi, Who Weekly. So I have a question for you, and it was really confusing me. So I was just casually browsing Facebook, and this name Von Miller shows up, and then the tagline goes, "Fined $100 every time he farts. Who and why? Thanks."
So basically what this is referring to is this really bad Who book reference to a guy named Von Miller who is on Dancing with the Stars. And basically what happened is it's a pretty simple story. He is a like a former Broncos player. He's a football guy, and he's a big deal. I guess he was like an MVP, and he went on Dancing with the Stars, and I guess he like farted a lot or something.
Yeah, there's a video. I'll play audio.
He like
of,
farted.
I'll play that right now.
He basically like farted.
That's $100.
And now Whitney's fining me for farting.
Oh my god. That's $100.
At this point, I think she's taking advantage of me.
And his partner was like, "I'm gonna like fine you for $100 every time you fart." And it's basically just referring to this clip, and the clip like trended because like I don't know what else is happening on Dancing with the Stars.
People like farts. Like people talk about farts.
Right, and like you
Farts
know whatever. So that's what that is. Now we explained it.
Okay, let's play the second clip.
Wait, I have a real one. Who is Johnny McDade, and why have I only heard about him because Courtney Cox deeply cares about him still? Thank you.
Okay. I think that's Christine, right?
It's Christine. Hi, Christine. She's been on the show
now like
before.
3 times. We literally keep featuring Christine. People need to call so we can just not feature Christine.
Yeah. So the whole thing about Johnny McDade is that I barely knew who he was, but he is just this like Irish musician. I don't know how famous he is in Ireland. I don't know how famous he is here. I'd never heard of him outside of his relationship with Courtney Cox, but that's why he is famous. And so he's famous because he started dating Courtney Cox in like a few years ago in 2013, and then they like got engaged, and then they took a break, and then got back together. So now they're back together, but
I didn't know they were back together.
yeah, they're back together. That's why they're like back in the news.
Remember when she dates like weird guys? Like she dated Counting Crows guy, and she dated like other. She's dated some. Oh well, she was married to what's his face for a while.
Wait, so are they back together? I thought they got back because I know they broke up at the end of last year.
Wait, you'll appreciate this. Some reason I was in the Wikipedia just looking, and Courtney Cox tweeted in June of 2014 when they were engaged. She tweeted a picture of him and her, and just wrote, "I'm engaged to him." no name. We don't know who he is. Do not recognize him. Just, I'm engaged to him.
Now we can move on to find out what Rita is up to.
You put a lot of links in here that were just like, I don't even fucking know.
Well, well the thing is, I wanted to go through these links really quickly because I think they're really funny. They're really short.
Okay, you go through them.
Because it's again keeping on the trend of Rita is only in the news because of what she wore.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Rita's up to this week. She wore leather. Then she wore custom underwear, which I think was promo. It was probably sponsored, but like we talked about earlier,
her underwear was sponsored?
She was wearing underwear from a company that lets you make custom underwear. Like you can submit designs and then they print them. And so she put it on Snapchat, and I think she posted on Instagram as well, but it was like her in this underwear that looked like it had either an emoji or some
It's
weird
like
cartoon
ice cream,
character,
and it looks really
nipple.
uncomfortable, by the way.
It looks like a little cartoon ice cream on
Extremely
a nipple.
uncomfortable. Okay, cool.
And she says something like,
she made it.
Like, thank you. Like, I made this custom underwear. Like, why would you ever wear underwear that you didn't make?
Right.
Like, thanks, this underwear service.
Right.
Anyway, that's what she did. And then the next story that I put in was that she may lose her, like, main link to them status in the UK, which is her X Factor hosting.
Is it because she doesn't remember anyone's names?
No, it's because they're bringing back someone
more
who
famous
used to be on it, who is more famous, and I don't know who he is, but I know he's more famous, and his name is Lewis Walsh.
Literally,
and
who
he
is
apparently
that?
used to be on the show, but then Rita and Cheryl Cole are both rumored to be on the cutting block. So it's like
Lewis Walsh is an Irish entertainment manager and former judge. Oh, that's it. He's literally famous. I was just like, I guess he's an entertainment manager or something.
And if they decide to bring him on, they're gonna have to fire either Rita or Cheryl Cole.
Oh my god!
So I think the money's on Rita Ora.
Well, now that Cheryl Cole is dating a One Direction member,
they gotta keep her.
Also, the other thing that happened.
Well,
what happened with Rita this week? I don't know if you noticed this, but literally the same day that Beyonce came out with her like athleisure wear line, her like Fabletics line, Ivy Park, Rita was like doing promo for her line, and it got totally like her like
athletic wear line,
her like Adidas line. She has an Adidas line, like Adidas Originals or whatever.
Oh right.
But point being, because she was like promoing it the same day, it was like really sad because it was like she was tweeting all these things, and it was like, girl, no one is like listening to you. Like Beyonce has like a sports bra to sell. Like no one cares what you like. You gotta stop. Okay. She also posted like a Snapchat or something of her like in the makeup chair getting fitted for a wig for like 50 Shades, which she's gonna have like hopefully fingers crossed like more than one line in this time.
What was her line
like
in the first
TBD.
one where she said something and like spoke French?
She was like blah, 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 and then like left, and that's it. Brother.
She was like, she said something in English and then like immediately transitioned into French, and then like the camera panned away from her, and then she was never to be seen in that movie again.
Wait, let me see if I could actually find. She has 3 lines. She had 3 lines in 50 Shades of Grey, and one is in French. Oh my god, I love it. Like, this is great. Wait, but like, where's the actual quotes? Oh my god.
No one cares.
No one cares. Yeah, she has no. I mean, I hope she has like maybe at least one more line this time. You know?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be nice? Oh, here are her lines. Ready?
Yeah.
She's here. Oh my god, you exist. Ugh, Seattle baseball. And then sentence in French. Which no, they didn't actually figure out what it was.
That's the good one.
Can you imagine
Seattle
Rita
baseball.
Ora like taking a French class to like help her study for this role, and then like realizes she only has like 4 lines?
So follow us on Twitter so you can see all of the supplemental material.
We have so much. I feel like today
Follow
was
us on Instagram.
Today was a huge episode. You might have to make it long.
Episode.
I mean,
and then call our hotline to ask any Who questions you have. What is it again, Lindsay? 619 Who Them?
619 Who Them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and just leave us a voicemail.
Just anything. You could even set us up for I don't know her. Maybe we'll play that game again. Send us your suggestions. It's like, how do we connect Madonna and Johnny McDade?
Yeah, we got to play a game next week.
We'll play a game. So yeah, set us up for that. Give us a call. Follow us in all of our places. Subscribe if you are not already, obviously, and leave a review. Come on.
Yeah. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
You a dreamer.
Yo, they want to know. Hey.
Mia.
Hey.
Mia.
Come on. Hey. I want to be famous.
If Young Metro don't trust you, I'm a shoot. That's my best future. Take it or leave it.